Without further ado though, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MegaMan Marathon. First off, yes, this box art is awful, but it's hilariously awful to me. I mean, I understand the original illustrator was under a very strict time limit to create this for American audiences, but this just has so many definitions of wrong to it that I can't help but laugh. I also don't think the original Japanese box art or European box art is much better. The Japanese cover doesn't really tell me anything about the game, while the European cover looks like it features someone cosplaying as Mega Man. You may have noticed that I only have a photo of Keiji Inafune. Well, I for the life of me cannot find a picture of Akira Kitamura. You'd think that the original designer of Mega Man would be easy to spot, but it's almost like this guy is a phantom. Anyway, along with the assistance of, and I apologize if I butcher any of these names, Nobuyuki Matsushima, Yasuaki Kishimoto, Naowa Tomita, and a soundtrack composed by Manami Matsume, Mega Man was born. I mean, Rockman. That's what he's called in Japan. Anyway, with these revolutionary inventions of his, Dr. Light gained much recognition in the field of science, causing his colleague, Dr. Wily, to become jealous. So jealous that he decided to hijack 6 of Dr. Light's creations and use them to begin taking over the world. Jesus, what a drama queen. Rock, containing a strong sense of justice, volunteers to be converted into a battle robot capable of not only rescuing Dr. Light's creations, but stopping Dr. Wily in the process. I'm assuming Roll is perfectly fine with waiting at home and drinking hot cocoa. And thus, after a quick conversion, Rock became Mega Man, champion of justice. Now get your metallic ass out there and start shooting shit up. Now this didn't all come from the American manual. In fact, the US manual not only gets Dr. Light's name wrong, but also mentions something about Monsteropolis and other shit that doesn't mean a goddamn thing in the long run. Dr. Wily's evil empire leaders, consisting of Bomb Man, Guts Man, Cut Man, Elect Man, Ice Man, Fireman, Dr. Wily, Dr. Light, and Mega Man. Oh, the 80s. I may have been born very late into them, but I sure like poking fun at it. Each Robot Master, what does that mean by the way, offers a unique stage pack with its own challenges that Mega Man must jump and shoot through to complete. Let me just get the brass tacks here and say this game is fucking hard. I don't think it's as hard as say Castlevania 1 or 3, but it comes pretty damn close at times, people. Patience and observation is the key to victory here. I would not recommend bum rushing away through obstacles because I'm telling you it's a surefire way of ending up in a bottomless pit or a set of spikes which instantly kills Mega Man. Either this guy packs a lot of momentum when he's on the move or he's got ice underneath his mega feet. Jumping usually does a good job canceling the momentum, but when it comes to bouncing on tiny platforms or timing tricky jumps, don't be too shocked when you find yourself skyrocketing towards death. No, seriously, did you see how fucking fast he fell down there? I also find it a bit annoying when you collect health or weapon ammo for your power-ups because the game momentarily pauses when you pick them up and yeah, that's what I was getting at. That traction, man, it can be a real— what the fuck? Easy. Easy. There we go. I don't like the entire soundtrack per se, but themes like Elect Man's, Cut Man's, and Wily Fortress 1 are always tunes I look forward to, as well as the victory theme that plays when you defeat a boss. I like stuff like that. Makes you feel like you achieved something. Unlike other famous gunmen on the NES, Mega Man can only shoot in one direction, directly in front of him. Why? I have no fucking clue. But then again, it's not like it would help that much. Most enemies in this game are designed to be taken down with a well-aimed horizontal blast. It's just a matter of how good of a shot you are. Still, it's not something I completely understand to this day. Maybe he's out of shape, has rusted joints or something. I love Elect Man's weapon though. This attack is amazing. It has great range, magnificent power, and it shoots in 3 directions. Oh, I guess Mega Man is capable of firing in other directions. I guess he just chooses not to with weapons that aren't the Elect Beam. I don't find anything in the 6 stages to be terribly challenging, but some have obstacles that I swear were designed to aggravate the shit out of you. Iceman has these disappearing blocks that you need to jump on the correct times to progress. Assuming you don't use the Magnet Beam item, you can find an Elect Man stage after getting Guts Man's weapon. Fucking love this thing. Fuck you, disappearing blocks. Fuck you, Pogo Bot. Fuck you, Bomb— fucking Yellow Devil! Or Rock Monster, depending on your translation. Oh, I hate this asshole so much! He's the first boss you encounter in the Wily Fortress, and his pattern is so fucking difficult to time just right. I can never beat this fucker without using the Elect Beam in conjunction with the pause trick, allowing you to score multiple hits on the goddamn thing. Yeah, I know I'm considered a wimp for even thinking about using this strategy in the first place, but let's just say this isn't going to be the only time I'm going to be running into this asshole, and that this is the only time I can get away with doing something like this. Believe me. With the proper use of the Elect Beam and Rolling Cutter, Dr. Wily soon crashes and burns with Mega Man— I don't know, actually. We see Dr. Wily claim he's not worthy to Mega Man, and then we just cut to the credits, where we see Mega Man run back home. What, did Mega Man just— hey! Cut that shit out! Okay, bye, tee! Well, regardless of such, peace has been restored and Mega Man, or Rock I should say, can go back to a life of peace with Dr. Light and his companion Roll. Who am I kidding? We still have 11 games to look at. Yellow Devil is still a pain in the dick though, and now he speaks in the ancient language of Boomo.
Shut up! Shut up!
You can also unlock Roll as a playable character, but she still only needs the download utilizing the PSP's Wi-Fi feature. She also has a fuckload of costumes to choose from, which you also need to download in order to use. She smacks the shit out of enemies with a broomstick, which makes some encounters a little more challenging to deal with, but it's also pretty funny to look at. I also find it a bit annoying when you collect health or whammo. The cover is definitely an improvement over the last one, but was Capcom deliberately fucking with the artist responsible for creating the international box arts? Someone of this man's stature would not be taken seriously wearing something like that, and let's just move on. Ever since his defeat in the first game, Dr. Wily has taken upon himself to create 8 evil robot masters of his own with the specific purpose of taking down Mega Man. So I guess Mega Man really did just leave Dr. Wily alone after wiping out his last line of defense. Mega Man, champion of justice, doesn't know how to call police. I'm sad to say that the point system from the first game has been omitted this time. You know, that thing I completely forgot to talk about last time? The point system, you know, allowing kids to compare high scores to see who had the most bragging right now? Huh, I guess it wasn't a big deal then. There's noticeably less amount of bullshit here than it was in Mega Man 1. No cheap kills from disorganized platforming, no instances where I swear damage is inevitable due to bad enemy placement, and deaths via knockback are kept to a minimal. Although that still happens to me every once in a while. Seriously, that's one archaic design choice I'm glad time has forgotten about. Ow, come on! And of course, there's Metal Man's Metal Blades, which not only contains the most ammo I've ever seen a weapon have in a Mega Man game, it can also be fired in 8 directions, effectively replacing the Mega Buster. Mega Man can fire a metallic object in 8 directions, but not his Mega Buster. I don't understand why people claim Airman is so difficult. Just jump over his tornadoes, wait for him to jump to the other side, then leaf shield his ass. Booyah. Done. Maybe it's an exaggeration, I don't know. Also, where's the Magnet Beam at? I thought that was a pretty nifty power-up from the last game, but they took it out for this game. It's a shame. Mega Man 2 is the first Mega Man title to incorporate a room where you had to refight all 8 Robot Masters to reach Dr. Wily. The first game had you rebattle them sporadically, but here it's a gauntlet. Nothing to be worried about though, since you have all the weapons necessary to make the Metal Man is afraid of his own weapon? The hell? Huh. Well, the final battle with Dr. Wily is nowhere near as hard as last time thanks to E-Tanks and Metal Blades. Seriously, was this on purpose? It had to be. But Wily manages to escape underground with Mega Man hot on his tail. After a rather creepy run through an empty chamber with no music, Mega Man catches up with Wily who... what? Either that's another robot or Dr. Wily was a goddamn space alien the entire time. Turns out, with enough shots of bubble light, it was merely a hologram of Wily, which, I'll admit, I found pretty funny when I first encountered this boss. Once more, Wily claims that he's not worthy to Mega Man, and Mega Man once again just... leaves. Why does he keep doing that? Also, does anyone else notice this is the second time we defeated Dr. Wily with a great color scheme? I have to ask though, what exactly is he doing in this ending sequence? Am I to believe that he's taking a year-long hike across the seasons? Surely there's other ways to spend your time, not to mention the accompanying musical piece that makes this seem somber as fuck. But what's going on here? Is Mega Man sad that he didn't arrest Dr. Wily? Does he feel alone in his crusade against evil? Well, just a few seconds later, the cheerful, optimistic credits theme takes over, so I'm assuming the developers didn't want me to think too hard on that subject. Still though, I think I'm missing something here. Well, shit, I mean, with the success of the last game, you would think the developers would have all the time and resources they could possibly need to produce a really good title, but the game was released, and until this review, I never actually fully completed it, so I'm curious to see where...
Aloha, Johnny.
I really should have seen this coming. Hello, Clement. To what do I owe this visit?
Oh, not much. But I see that you've been reviewing Mega Man games lately.
Yeah.
And you didn't even invite me, the Mega Man guy.
Didn't you already Let's Play the entire Classic series at this point in time?
Yes, I did. And now I'm going to review it with you!
You're crazy.
Says the man who's played Sonic 06 more than once for the internet.
You did a 3-hour review on it!
Oh, like your review was that much shorter.
This is getting us nowhere. You can join me this time, but be warned.
What?
I'm not a Mega Man enthusiast.
Oh, that's fine. Take it away! By the way, isn't this cover great?
Well, I'm glad to see they're finally getting the anatomy of Mega Man right, but now we have another problem. That fucking face. It's like he's suffering from a severe allergic reaction.
Not to mention he's a dirty fighter. Mega Man just totally shot Spark Man in the dick! If I were Top Man, I'd be buying some protection right now.
At least the European box art is fine. Ah! Christ, Wily!
That's the stuff of nightmares, folks. Dr. Wily is always watching. Now, speaking of him, I guess we should cover the story. Since Mega Man, once again, left Dr. Wily completely alone at the end of the last game, Dr. Wily has since seen the error of his ways and begins to help Dr. Light creating a giant peacekeeping robot named Gamma.
Hey, just like the robot in Sonic Adventure 1. Oh, if I didn't make that joke, about 200 other people would.
There's also a new robot in town known as Breakman, who loves to interrupt what you're doing in certain levels to show off his fantastic jumping abilities.
This guy puts up no challenge whatsoever, so why is he here?
Rush is much better than the flat gadgets like Item 1 or Item 2. Who doesn't like Rush? What kid playing Mega Man didn't want a robot dog who could fly in the sky?
I think the item tools you got in Mega Man 2 were fine enough, but Rush is simply awesome, especially Rush Jet. You gotta beat Needleman first to get him, but look at this, you can bypass just about every platform challenge imaginable.
This is awesome. Please tell me this becomes a staple in the series.
Well, yeah, but,
Yeah, fuck you, invisible blocks.
I'll let him find out. He doesn't need to know right now.
Fucking love this thing.
All of a sudden, Mega Man acts like he's in a water slide. If he has nowhere to stand, he just keeps on sliding. Look at him go! The Search Snake is also fairly useful for grounded enemies and such. It's pretty cool that...
Hey, what the fuck is just passing by the little shit? Come on. What the hell?
Just wait until they jump and then shoot them.
What's going on? I mean, they can just close their eyes and ignore projectiles? And why the hell does the top spin suck so much? I mean, yeah, if you aim it properly, you can take down Shadow Man with no problem, but I can't do damage unless I end up damaging myself. What kind of shit is that? Well, that's the last Robot Master. Now what?
Doc Robots.
Doc who? What's this about?
Well, John, do you remember how you went through Shadow Man, Spark Man, Needle Man, and Gemini Man stages?
Yeah?
Well, now you get to do them again!
Huh?
Is that Airman?
Yep. Doc Robot also copies the movesets of all the Robot Masters from Mega Man 2. And it's up to you to figure out what their new weakness is, since they don't have any of your old weapons from the last game, and...
Or, you know, you could just die.
I'm pretty sure I'll just respawn right next to them. I'm at the beginning of the stage? What the fuck?
There we go. Did I beat the game?
Nope. You still got Breakman to deal with.
What's this guy's deal? He's doing the exact same shit as previous encounters. Why is he here? It's almost like he's a distraction.
Egads! While you were busy fighting Breakman, Dr. Wily snuck off with Gamma.
Oh, for the love of... I really should have seen that coming. In addition to Doc Robot stages, now I gotta deal with Wily Fortress stages. Fantastic.
Don't worry about the Wily levels, John.
Why is that?
Just keep playing. You'll see.
Wow, Wily sure is feeling generous with the pickups and level design. Rush Jet allows me to completely ignore stage hazards and the like. Look at this, the stages are just giving me energy tanks. I guess the developers are feeling pretty bad about the whole Doc... Fucking Yellow Devil!
You lied to me, asshole!
Oh, stop being a crybaby. You don't have a pause glitch anymore, but it doesn't matter. This is Mega Man 3. You have tons of energy tanks, and this boss moves much slower than he did in the first game.
Oh, you're right. This is pretty simple.
In the first boss fight, you have to dodge a very slow turtle underwater while currents push you around. Not hurt you, push you. Oh man, watch out for that very slow small turtle. This is no Mecha Dragon.
Dr. Wily falls, and son of a bitch, a fake.
Which doesn't really mean much, because after one last healthy helping of E-tanks and weapon energy, seriously? You fight the real thing, now inside the body of Gamma.
Holy shit, look at the size of this thing. How do we even begin to approach something like this?
And you'll never believe what his weakness is.
The top spin is his weakness?
Yeah, I don't get it either.
But why?
Oh look, Dr. Wily is begging for forgiveness again. Please forgive me!
Unfortunately, the place begins to collapse around the two with a piece of debris knocking our hero out, as well as Wily. A shadowy figure, looking very much like Breakman, suddenly appears and manages to rescue Mega Man from the collapsing building, leaving Wily completely in the dust. Oh boy.
Oh, and in Japan, Proto Man is actually known as Blues. Because music reference.
Okay, so what now?
Well, clearly the day is saved. Now they can go get some Taco Bell and call it a day.
No, fuck, look, there's Wily's ship. That can only mean another game.
Dr. Wily, I guess out of anger from his latest defeat, decides to build a time machine to travel back to the past and fix the mistakes he once made. Hence, Mega Man, the Wily War. Wars.
Wait, is that an American copy of Wily Wars?
Why, yes. Yes, it is.
Well, being a Mega Man nerd, I know this is bullshit because Wily Wars only got a European and a Japanese physical release.
Oh, well, I managed to snag this at a video game convention. I guess it was custom made.
Oh, I see. It's a bootleg. You can't review a bootleg.
Well, it's not like I have a Mega Drive now, do I? Besides, how did you Let's Play the game on your Let's Play channel, huh?
You win this round, John.
Ha! That makes 2. Classic City Escape, and now this.
Oh, you're still proud of City Escape? Gee, I seem to remember that I destroyed every other record of yours in that game, and I—
Sorry, can't hear you. Plug in the game in.
Mega Man 2 doesn't have an easier difficulty. You can only play the game in what we know as difficult mode, meaning Metal Man will not be killed in 1 hit by the Metal Blade. Now it's 2 hits. Oh god!
The horror.
And Clement, thank you. Motherfucker! I'll see you guys from Mega Man 4 and 5.
Oh, you will rue the day you defeated me in City Escape, Johnny. I will have my revenge. I'll be back. You'll see.
This is actually the first time I've fully completed the game for this review, so I'm curious to see how... That's when the video call comes in. It's like, what's that? I like how you react to that. It's like, ninjas?
I didn't know you were going to do that. Like, looking back, I'm like, what happened?
No, that's the point where I get interrupted.
Oh, yeah, I figured that out now.
A bomb?
Graphically, the game is pretty good for NES standards, and I personally think it's the best looking Mega Man game so far compared to what I reviewed. Just look at the awesome rotating sprite of Mega Man when he gets a new weapon alongside that badass soundtrack. Mega Man is equipped with everything he had in Mega Man 3, which includes the slide ability and the rush adapters like the Rush Coil, the Rush Marine, and the returning Rush Jet, which isn't as useful as last time regrettably, since you can only travel in a straight line when on board it. It's still great for ignoring certain obstacles, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. The new Mega Buster makes tackling your first Robot Master a little more comfortable and... wow. He's just... yeah.
Jesus. And I didn't even have to use my new Mega Buster for that one.
I mean, holy shit, was this intentional? His pattern always resets with one dinky power pellet. There's simple, and then there's pathetic. And Toadman is pretty fucking pathetic. His weapon isn't too shabby though, the Rain Flush, which is an unblockable screen nuke that's ideal for taking care of baddies with annoying shields. I like this weapon. I also get a kick out of the Flash Stopper, which freezes almost everything in place for a few seconds. It also makes the likes of Pharaoh Man a complete joke. Look at that, he can't do shit now. The level design has gotten a bit more obnoxious since Mega Man 3, and by that I mean spikes. Spikes are fucking everywhere in this game, folks. That and bottomless pits. Oh, an occasional cheap enemy placement. Okay, it's a lot of things. Some minor, some major. Come on, how is a first-time player supposed to know that's going to be there? Speaking of such, when all the Robot Masters are vanquished, Dr. Cossack's headquarters are finally revealed. Yeah, Capcom might get it, he's Russian. Well, at least it's something different to look at admittedly. Anyway, you know the drill. You have to tackle through the fortress levels and then finally wipe out the Doctor in his oversized grabby claw. But as soon as you do so, Proto Man appears out of nowhere along with this young girl named Kalinka, who happens to be Cossack's daughter. Apparently, Kalinka was kidnapped by none other than Dr. Wily himself, and he forced Dr. Cossack to do his bidding while he... I don't know, play Sudoku, I'm not sure. Dr. Cossack apologizes for giving Mega Man hell, with our blue bomber heading off to stop Wily. So Dr. Wily was the one behind it all, not really surprising, and now you gotta deal with Wily Fortress stages as well. I begin to notice a pattern here. Even the final matches with Wily himself don't feel very epic. No, by all means, Wily, don't try something else. The definitive final battle with Wily does sport some awesome music, but... he just appeared on top of my charged Pharaoh shot and killed himself as a result. Nice going there, Wily. So Wily is defeated once more, and then he... easily escapes via a rotating door. The fortress explodes, and the credits roll.
The fuck?
Wow, that's an ending. Why don't we just head into Mega Man 5 now and see how they managed to follow that masterpiece of storytelling? The game begins with Dr. Light's kidnapping, and the kidnapper is none other than Proto Man himself. Man, this guy really can't seem to decide if he wants to be a good guy who helps Mega Man in the nick of time, or a jumping douchebag who gets kicks out of stealing jolly old fat men. Proto Man is also sporting 8 Robot Masters of his own to take down Mega Man. Are Robot Masters made in packages of 8 which anybody can order a set of and cause problems with? Where did they find these robots? Charge Man, Crystal Man, Gyro Man? I can assume that Capcom didn't want to run certain themes down to the ground at this point, but what the hell does a Starman do? Alright, so what's really going on with the story? Once you finish off the last Robot Master, you can begin to infiltrate Proto Man's base of operations. Does anyone else think this fortress looks like a spaceship? Don't ask why, but every time I see this damn thing, I'm just waiting for it to spontaneously take to the skies above. I know, I'm odd. The bosses you face at the end of each Proto Man stage are also a total cakewalk, but something tells me there's more to this than meets that, well, look at that, this Proto Man was an imposter the entire time. The real thing helps Mega Man restore his energy, while Beat the Bird pecks the fake fucker to death. Once that's over, Dr. Wily appears to begin shit-talking Mega Man, completely ignoring the past 4 games. Actually, make that 5, since we had to blow up a lot of shit to get to this point. Once more, there are Wily stages to tackle, which, again, aren't too difficult, but you should be careful where you position yourself. Oops, guess I should have known there were spikes there. Boy, am I a dipshit. This jump can kiss my ass as well. That's damn near pixel perfect. The boss rush does a fine job at draining my resources, but luckily for me, I have this mystery tank I found in Crystal Man stage that not only refills my energy, it also fully restores all my weapon energy as well. Again, Dr. Wily has experienced defeat, and Mega Man manages to save Dr. Light, but before anything can be done about Wily, the fortress begins to collapse, and holy shit! I didn't realize Mega Man was that strong. Why couldn't we just punch Robot Masters to death? Thankfully, Proto Man once again steps in and saves both Mega Man and Dr. Light from the collapsing ceiling. Seeing this ending sequence really puts me in the mood for Castlevania. Yeah, maybe later. But that's the end of it, folks. The fortress collapsed, Dr. Wily once again escapes, and Proto Man once again just leaves. It's almost like this game never happened in the first place, it's just there.
So, direct from my Nintendo Entertainment System, it's Mega Man 6. There we go. Now it's 1994.
You know what else I noticed when researching the series so far? There's barely any commercials for Mega Man games. For Americans anyway, I found a few Japanese commercials, but how exactly was Mega Man advertised in the US besides the likes of Nintendo Power? Anyway, the game begins with the opening of the first annual Robot Masters tournament, where Robot Masters from all over the world compete to see who's the greatest. I like to think of it like Robot Wars, only with more personality. However, the head of the tournament, known as Mr. X, has decided to reprogram the final 8 Robot Masters of the tournament and use them to begin taking over the world. But in terms of the game's structure, it's all something we're very familiar with at this point. There's 8 bad guys, you're one good guy, bam boom bop kablooey, final boss time. If you remember what I said in the earlier reviews that patience and observation is the key to winning, then that mindset will not only let you easily breeze through these stages, but you'll also most likely max out on energy tanks by the 4th Robot Master. Thanks, Eddie, but I already have like 9 of these things. Alright, Mr. X, time to die. Oh wait, shit robot. The bosses of the Mr. X stages really aren't putting up much of a challenge. Not even Mr. X himself. I wonder if this means that—
Yeah, that was pretty much what I was expecting. Okay, I don't get it. Why the Mr. X facade? Especially after taking control of all 8 Robot Masters.
Mega Man 6's story is probably the stupidest of them all. First off, we clearly saw that Wily escaped at the end of Mega Man 5. That loose end wasn't tied, so why bother with the whole Mr. X thing? It's so obviously Wily. But maybe that's the joke. The plot is so damn shallow and ridiculous to the point of being funny. Well, since Wily's scheme for world domination is now failed, Wily retreats into yet another Wily fortress I'm assuming he built in his spare time. Okay, so Wily is down and out for the 6th time, and oh sweet merciful, Mega Man brought a rope!
The robot boy finally did something logical and captured Dr. Wily.
Alright, to be fair, the endings in the last few Mega Man games didn't exactly leave Mega Man much opportunity to take advantage of the situation, but I still think the ending of 4 is utter horseshit. Still, considering Mega Man just left Wily hanging in the first 2 games, it's good to see Mega Man actually follow up by having Wily arrested this time. Triumphant at last, Mega Man arrested the notorious Dr. Wily and brought him to justice. Sentenced to prison for his crimes, Dr. Wily now rules over a prison cell. At long last, the world is at peace.
Whew, that's a relief. It's taken us 6 games, but Dr. Wily is now seen
To be continued.
an excuse to break out of jail. So why am I looking at Mega Man 7 via this? Because an original copy of Mega Man 7 is fucking expensive. Look at this. No fucking way I'm paying that much for something I may or may not like to begin with. That, and there hasn't been a digital re-release at the time of this review, so I'm pretty much stuck with this. So without further ado, let's plug this into my PlayStation 2 and see what the 16-bit world contains for the likes of the Mega Man. There we go. Nathan?
Hey Johnny, how goes?
Nathan, how did you get in my TV?
Well, funny thing is, your Skype had a block on it for some odd reason, so I figured your TV would be the next best thing.
You there. Yes, you with the silly hat. Are you talking to Johnny?
Oh yeah, why?
Tell him he's an asshole.
Hey John. Demonic looking box thing says you're an asshole.
Lovely. Anyway, what's up?
What's up? You're reviewing Mega Man 7, my favorite Mega Man game.
Well, yeah, but why are you here?
Oh, I'm joining you for this one.
Why?
Why not? Clement joined you for Mega Man 3.
He forced himself into the review. There's a difference.
Oh, come on, John, please. Do it for the bearded dragon.
No.
Well, too bad. I'm here to stay.
Alright, lay it on me.
Dr. Wily always knew that his plans would possibly end in failure and created a backup plan. 4 robots Dr. Wily secretly built, I'm guessing during the downtime between Mega Man's 3 and 4, were programmed to activate after no sign of Wily.
Willy.
Oh, sorry, after no sign from Dr. Willy.
Are these robots of the stereotypical and racially insensitive types?
Johnny, no one is going to get that.
Sorry.
Unlike the first 6 entries, Mega Man 7 begins with an intro stage, which sets up the story of Mega Man 7. Oh yeah, Roll's here. I sort of forgot about her, honestly. After a brief talk between the 3, Mega Man suits up and is ready for action.
Nah, that wouldn't work.
You better tell me who you are? Alright, can't say I wasn't expecting it, but Willy escaped and oh wow, there really are only 4 robots here. That's different. Starting with only 4 robots is a bit odd admittedly, but I'm curious to see where this is going.
Ooh, going Freeze Man first.
Gotta start somewhere. I never really played this game before this review, so I have no idea where to... Holy shit, this guy has so many fucking attacks!
Freezeman jumps whenever you shoot at him, so use that to your advantage.
Yeah, but that still doesn't negate the amount of shit he... Oh, Jesus, why did I pick this guy first? I can get him into a pattern with enough patience, but I wouldn't recommend choosing this guy for your first pick.
Located in the 4 stages are the letters that spell out Rush, and when you collect them all, you get access to the Super Adapter.
Well, what does it do?
You remember the power and jet adapters from Mega Man 6, right? Well, this is pretty much a combination of the 2.
Really? Oh, that's pretty cool. I take it you can't slide with it, though?
Nah, you can't slide with it, but that really shouldn't be an issue altogether when you can fly over.
Oh, shit! Yep.
Easy there, John. Don't let the added power go to your head, man.
Rushjet, you were fun while you lasted. Well, actually, you've been going downhill since Mega Man 3. But it looks like this is the end of it, my friend. Now get inside me. What do the bolts do?
They're a currency for Otto's shop.
Shop? What shop? I don't see anything.
You press select on the controller when you're on the stage selection screen.
Well, gee, thanks for not giving me an in-game explanation for that game.
Well, the manual tells you about it.
Yeah, the manual, but I don't exactly have one on me, do I?
Ooh, the birds from Mega Man 2 are back. I know what I'm doing for the next few minutes.
Wait, what do you mean?
Grinding for bolts.
John, please just go.
Not yet. Okay, I'm done.
688 bullets? Johnny, seriously?
What? That's an easy 4 energy tanks, Nathan. And considering I can only carry 4 with me instead of 9 like in the previous games, I need all the bolts I can get.
However, once all 4 robots are destroyed, Dr. Light and MegaMan discover that Dr. Willy is invading the robot museum.
Robot museum?
Robot museum.
What the hell are things like these doing on display? I don't care if they're decommissioned and whatnot, you're just asking, begging for someone to ransack this place and yep, there goes Willy taking off with Guts Man.
This guy has a serious hard-on for Gutsman. You see statues of him in Mega Man 1, there's the Guts Dozer in Mega Man 2. You can't tell me that Gamma at least wasn't inspired by Gutsman's design. I think Willy's trying to tell us something here.
So, who are you picking first?
I was thinking this vampire-looking one.
Ooh, you should hold down the square button before picking it.
Why, is it one of those secret Easter eggs or something like that?
Isn't that cool, Johnny? You get to listen to the Ghosts and Goblins music. What do you... Johnny?
Oh look, Proto Man, haven't seen you since your extremely brief appearance in Mega Man 6.
Did you collect the R, U, S, and H circuit plates yet?
No.
No need for the sarcasm. By the way, what do you think of my invisible coffee mug?
When you locate enough secrets, you can actually fight Proto Man for his Proto Shield, and I'm glad to see he's evolved from the mindless jumping and shooting strategy he had in Mega Man 3.
Soon enough, Mega Man will come across an injured looking... Hey! Language base! Mega Man tells Base to head over to Dr. Light for repairs, where I'm sure nothing bad will possibly... Ah, damn it. Base was actually created by Dr. Willy and wrecked Dr. Light's lab.
What's funny about this is that this cutscene immediately follows after Mega Man gets his new weapon from the last Robot Master. So it looks like Mega Man leaves for a few seconds, comes back, and in the lab suddenly looks like utter shit. That was only 3 seconds.
Don't judge me.
Well, that just leaves Willy.
Hope you're ready for him.
Nathan, I've played 6 Mega Man games at this point. I think I can handle another Willy.
That sound.
Wait, ah! Okay, there we go. Whew.
It's all in the timing, Johnny.
Well, this is certainly a jump in difficulty, but I don't think it's that challenging. I mean, at this point, I already played the classic Castlevania series, Mario 2 The Lost Levels, Super Meat Boy, Zelda 2.
Ghosts and Goblins?
Okay, Mega Man, he's down once more. Now whip out that majestic rope of yours and... Or you can just straight up kill the bastard.
God damn, has the past 6 games finally taken a toll on the Blue Bomber?
Don't read too into it, Johnny. The whole Mega Man telling Willy to die was added for the American version of Mega Man 7. I guess as a means to make Mega Man look hardcore. In the Japanese version, Mega Man stops his actions completely when Willy reminds him that robots cannot harm a human being.
So what, you're telling me that Mega Man inflicted no harm to Willy at all during the last 6 encounters? That's just straight up bullshit.
Well, in the end, Base swoops in to save Willy from impending doom, leaving Mega Man alone to escape the crumbling...
Wait a minute! The walking sequence isn't in the Anniversary Collection. John, have you been using an emulator this entire time?
Nathan, have you seen the ending of the Anniversary Edition of Mega Man 7? It's just this empty, soulless, boring black background with the most generic looking text you've ever seen in a video game. In the original, you got this awesome, satisfying, badass walk cycle of Mega Man leaving behind the burning Willy Fortress. Sure, in the end, Willy got away, but this looks awesome. Now, you gonna give your final thoughts or not? My ass is starting to chafe.
So, John, what was the demonic-looking box thing that called you an asshole?
I think you would know more than anybody, Nathan. It's the... Wait, why do you ask?
Because it just left in a flash of light, laughing maniacally. You think hijacking your TV was a good idea?
No, Nathan, it wasn't. Great, now I gotta deal with him too. He's been inside there for so long, you don't have to worry about him. Anyway, guys, for next week, I'll see you with Mega Man 8. And Nathan?
Yeah, John?
Get the hell out of my TV.
Will do, Johnny.
Okay, the hell?
Mega Man 8. I must have rented you like 3 to 4 times back in the late 90s. I can't exactly recall our past experiences too clearly, but I now own you sitting in my growing PS1 collection. You and your garish greatest hits green spine. The PlayStation 1's greatest hits color was always an eyesore for me. I'm not gonna bother making a clever analogy for it, this color is just fucking obnoxious. This pretty much sums up the past 7 games, only at times it shows Mega Man actually shooting in more than one direction, and that's just horseshit. Meanwhile, Mega Man is seen clashing guns with Bass.
Hey, Bass! Why must I fight you? We are not enemies!
Okay, first off, it's Bass, not Bass. He's not a fish. And secondly, not enemies. Did he forget Mega Man 7 already, or what?
Thirdly, yes, that's Mega Man's voice. Mega Man 8 doesn't just have animated cutscenes, it also has voice acting. As the game that celebrates Mega Man's 10th anniversary, I'm sure the developers took extra care in hiring the best English voice actors a gaming company in the mid-90s could afford.
You'll pay for this insult. I'll be back.
But where is Dr. Wily?
That's a good question. We may be able to locate another energy emission from the radar room. When we find that meteor, we'll find Dr. Wily.
Good God, where do I even begin with this? Mega Man sounds more like a girl than Roll does, Dr. Light has a serious case of the Elma Fuds, and almost everyone sounds like they're recording their dialogue in their mom's living room in the middle of the night.
The barrier prohibits me from going there.
As punishment for failing to stop Dr. Wily, Mega Man has to fight 4 robots before he's worthy enough to face the Doctor for the 8th time. That's the only reason I can possibly think of for Mega Man needing to fight these things, because these robots just come out of nowhere with no build-up. By the way, only 4 robots, huh? I ain't buying that in the slightest. Even the back of the case spoils that there's 8 new enemies to defeat, so why continue with this particular formula? The Saturn version has a few added effects for some stages, like better looking water and Aquaman stage. Yes, there's a robot in this game called Aquaman. I'd make a joke about that, but I'm pretty sure everyone else in the history of ever has already done so.
I'm Aquaman, but you can call me handsome guy!
Rush is back, but damn is he nearly useless here. There's no Rush Jet here, no Rushed Coil, hell there's no Super Adapter. Instead, after defeating certain mini-bosses, you gain access to the likes of the Rush Bike, a power-up I only use once or twice in a playthrough because it's just a means of having Mega Man move faster on the ground. Once platforms are thrown into the equation, which is all the time, Rush Bike suddenly becomes less useful. Then there's the likes of the Rush Question, where Rush taps into his inner Eddie and gives you a random item, or he can just fall asleep.
Man's best friend.
So after Mega Man defeats the last of the 4 robots, Mega Man heads back to the lab with the energy samples he collected from the 4 robots. This, as we'll find out soon, is called Evil Energy. I shit you not, that's what it's called, and to seal the deal, it's literally shaped like a skull. The mysterious robot escapes, and Proto Man tells Mega Man that Wily's tower is just beyond the next area, with Mega Man immediately heading towards it. Unfortunately, giant robot Gorilla, who then proceeds to squeeze the shit out of Mega Man for a good 20 seconds with Mega Man screaming his lungs out during the entire time. Whether it's English or Japanese, this part is ear-grating in equal quality. Holy shit, someone save him and shut him up already! Oh, thank God. Out of nowhere comes the mysterious robot who manages to save Mega Man and then introduces himself as Duo, a being created for the sole purpose of eliminating evil. Starting with Giant Gorilla Bot over there. Duo explains that evil energy is indeed evil, but he can't access Wily's tower because of a barrier that blocks entry. A force field that needs to be shut down. This calls for 4 more Robot Masters, and sure enough, there they are. Mega Man reaches Wily and almost dies to Wily's cannon, but Duo comes in just in time to save Mega Man, and then soon leaves thanks to the assistance of Proto Man. But Dr. Wily is still alive and kicking. That actually makes this whole sequence seem rather pointless, doesn't it? From the get-go, you're given the choice to play as either Mega Man, rocking the same moves he's had for quite a while now, or Bass, who can't charge his gun or slide, but hot damn, he can fire in multiple directions! Oh, he can also dash like X in Mega Man. Oh, he can double jump too! Okay, I'm picking Bass first. The 2 encounter King in the Robot Museum from Mega Man 7, why is this place still here? And he 6 the Green Devil at the 2 while making his escape. The first boss you encounter is a fucking devil monster. Sure, it's no threat whatsoever, but let that be a sign of things to come. Thought the likes of the original Mega Man were difficult? Then you, sir, have not played Mega Man and Bass. The type of shit you'll encounter all depends on the character you've selected, but this game will, I repeat, will tempt you to crack your fucking controller in 2! Jesus, where to begin? Okay, the Robot Masters. Now, every Mega Man game at this point had a few Robot Masters that were relatively easy to take on with your normal weapon, you know, to get yourself going. This game pretty much only gives you one option, Cold Man, who's a cinch to take down as Mega Man, and just as easy to defeat with Bass, though in his case it takes for fucking ever because his Bass Buster only deals 1 point of damage per hit. Trying to face any other Robot Master with just your normal weapon is a goddamn death wish. These guys either hit hard, are a pain in the ass to dodge, have annoying as fuck strategies, or have a combination of any of the 3 problems I just mentioned. Hope you like traveling through the entire stage over again when you get a game over. Which leads us to the levels themselves. What pinhead designed these stages? Out of all the Mega Man games I've played, this one has to have the most despicable enemy placement I've ever fucking seen. Even when you take into the account of what I said earlier in other reviews that patience is the key to winning, this game just doesn't fucking stop with its ridiculous setup. Some stages just love you dealing with annoying enemies while avoiding instant death obstacles, not to mention the occasions where enemies just blindside you because of an improper view. Yeah, thanks for that cheap shot, asshole. Then there's King's Fortress. Oh my god, King's Fortress. Never before have I played a section in a Mega Man game that made me just want to put the controller down and call it a day. I play video games to escape and have fun, not to have an excuse to break a fucking monitor. King Fortress 2. God. This stage is broken up into 3 segments, and as such, it takes a long ass time to complete, and if you get a game over, you gotta do the entire level over again. Bring 9 lives to this place. On top of that, we have 4 bosses to deal with in this place. Oh, Christ, I hate these assholes. Not so much King himself, because he's actually rather easy no matter who you pick, but these two, right here, this tank, Jesus, this tank, it takes an ungodly long amount of time to kill, even with its weakness. I never faced a boss before that made me frustrated as well as bored. That's so odd to me. Following him is this abomination of a boss battle. Let's run down the list. 1. You're constantly moving across platforms hovering over bottomless pits. 2. A fist attack that can destroy said platforms, leaving you pretty much fucked if you're Mega Man. 3. A flashbang attack that completely blinds you, the player, leaving you unable to see what you're doing for a second. May I remind you that you're constantly trying to avoid falling into the bottomless pits. 4. That fucking fist attack! The only way you're gonna win against this thing as Mega Man is if this thing decides not to use the damn fist attack. Death is a goddamn certainty when he uses it because Mega Man, unlike Base, does not have a double jump. No rush jet, no super adapter, nothing. After that, the stage just keeps going. For fuck's sake, you didn't make the last 2 fortresses gauntlets and now all of a sudden you want to make them marathons again in conjunction with having the most annoying bosses in Mega Man history? What's the deal? King then reveals to us that his creator is Dr. Wily. What the fuck? So Dr. Wily invented this thing, got kicked out of his own fortress because of it, only to reveal he's been in control this entire time? This story fucking blows. Ay, who turned up the asshole level in the development process here? Now, the Game Boy Advance port. I'll sum it up in 2 words. Screen crunch. And you know what that means. Bullshit parts just got a whole lot bullshittier.
Johnny, you didn't seriously... What the hell?
Shit, sorry Ryan, I thought you were... Never mind. What's up?
Okay, anyway, you're doing a Mega Man review and you didn't invite me?
Since when has it become a fucking law that I need to give my associates a heads up with this sort of shit?
Well, I'm gonna join you on this next review anyway, so, which ones are you on?
Mega Man 9 and 10.
Oh, God damn it, you made me wait till the end of the Classic series!
Dude, I've been doing this marathon since the beginning of August. Keep up with the times, man. By the way, are you doing Mega Man Base for Brain Scratch commentaries?
I'm not... No, I'm not touching that game, you do it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Next time on Mega Man. Wait, didn't I already reveal all these?
Yeah, well, it's my turn now, so sit your ass down and prepare yourself for the 8-bit finale of the Mega Man Marathon.
Our journey begins with something we're very familiar with at this point. Robots are wreaking havoc and suspicions arise that Dr. Wily is once again up to his old tricks. However, Dr. Wily is quick to notify citizens that the recent rampage of robots was not his own doing, but rather Dr. Light's, seeing as his attacking robots are not only Dr. Light's design, but a videotape is shown to reveal that Dr. Light wants to take over the... John, this is just painful to read. You know, can we just move on? We all know it's Dr. Wily. You don't have to play the naive first-timer.
Yeah, I was just about to stop you myself.
I know we're kind of jumping the gun here a bit, folks, but even Mega Man alongside his friends are quick to blame Wily for everything that's happened, and sure enough, he really does turn out to be the bad guy all along. Fancy that.
Just like the NES games, you're free to choose any of the 8 robots in any order you want, so...
Holy shit! A female! That's eye-catching, but it also makes me wonder, why in the hell did it take them 9 games to invoke women's rights in the Robot Master department? Oh, a screw.
John, what are you doing?
No, I think my controller's broken because I can't seem to slide to get that screw.
Yeah, Mega Man kind of doesn't have the slide or the charge anymore.
Mega Man doesn't have his slide or charge shot? Why?
Well, when the developer said that the likes of Mega Man 2 were an influence in the creative process of Mega Man 9, that also meant limiting Mega Man's move pools, and since Mega Man technically didn't have the slider charge shot in Mega Man 2, well, I think you get the idea. With the screws, you can once again purchase items not out of shop where...
Energy tanks! Oh yes, you're back! Oh, you're relatively cheap too. Oh, I know. I'll use the Jewel Satellite and Plugman stage and grind these guys so I can max out on E-tanks as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah, going through a bit of E-tank withdrawal there.
Want to play Mega Man and Base and find out?
No, I was just curious.
Man, I'm glad to see these back, but some of these other items aren't too shabby either, like this item which cuts damage you take in half for one stage. Just don't buy this waste of money. Yeah, 200 screws just to change Roll's outfit to her Mega Man 8 attire? No thanks. Since Mega Man 9 is harkening back to Mega Man's 8-bit days, the graphics are obviously simpler than what Mega Man 7 and 8 offered, but when you look at it individually, I think it looks great. Vibrant colors, goofy enemy designs, you can even head into the options menu and enable sprite flickering. But why the hell would you want to do that? Then there's this particular jump in Wily Stage 2, which can just go fuck itself. That is a tight-ass jump. The final battle with Dr. Wily, hey asshole, you missed me by about 10 feet.
If you've been playing other Mega Man games at this point in time, then you should know what to expect at this point. This incarnation of Wily is a bit annoying, especially if you're trying to bounce that egg back at him during the first half of the fight, but nothing compares to Wily Capsule 7.
It wasn't that hard.
Shut up, you.
Shazam! Wily's defeated once again, with Mega Man humorously showing him recordings of his past defeats to show that he just never learns. It's a nice little throwback gag, but I also find it a bit depressing and somewhat pathetic on Wily's end. For $2, you can finally get to experience how someone like Proto Man handles, and sheesh, he's a freaking glass cannon. Well, first off, he has access to both the slide and charge shot. I'm assuming he stole these abilities from Mega Man and never told him, but as punishment for doing so, he takes double the damage and receives twice as much knockback when he gets hit. Holy shit, look how much damage Splash Woman's laser trident did to him! If Mega Man 9 wasn't that challenging for you, then you'll probably find more of what you're looking for by purchasing Proto Man. I think I'll stay with Mega Man though, thanks.
Which leads us to Mega Man 10, where, for the first time, Mega Man and Proto Man team up to stop the latest threat, the Robo-Enza virus.
Robo-Enza virus?
Yeah, it's kinda like influenza, but for robots.
Robo-Enza virus.
If you couldn't tell from the title screen alone, you can also play as Bass this time around too, but like Proto Man and Mega Man 9, he's downloadable content. Is he worth the $2 extra? Well, he can dash jump, shoot in multiple directions, and has access to that oh-so-lovely treble boost from Mega Man and Bass, so I'll let you decide on that one. No, seriously, get him, he absolutely rocks against mini-bosses and shit. No double jump though, which kinda makes me sad. Mega Man 10, for the first time since the international version of Mega Man 2, actually offers a difficulty select, so you can play the game with that classic Mega Man challenge, or take it down a notch in easy mode, to get beginners familiar with the mechanics of the game.
Just be careful though, easy mode can spoil the shit out of first time players. You remember the Yasaishi from Mega Man 1? You know, that one-time item you find at the very end of the game that fully restores your health and weapon energy? Well, they're all over the place here. Just completed an already neutered obstacle course? Have Yasaishi. No, really, just take it, they're easy and they're bastardizing.
8 more Robot Masters, a shop to buy items to help you progress, Wily stages ending with a climatic battle between you and Dr. Wily. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that last part out loud? Folks, if there's ever a point where you think Dr. Wily isn't the villain in a classic Mega Man game, you're wrong. Dr. Wily turns out to be the one who created the Robo-Enza virus, and offers a cure only to those who are willing to work for him. Strike Man stage just won't stop bombarding me with deadly footballs, baseballs, and lockers. Lockers? And then there's Commando Man stage, where these torrents of sand can really mess you up and cause death if you don't have good timing and perception. If you have Rush Jet before getting here, however, you can actually ride the sand waves for some super fast jet riding. Yeah, look at that, fuck you level. Yarg, but if asked, Dr. Wily's new machine be squabbling with a pirate motif, which doesn't mean anything in terms of attacks. Missiles, lasers, really the pirate hat seems rather silly.
However, Wily manages to escape before total defeat, complete with an elongated sequence which is actually pretty funny if you've been playing the Mega Man series for a long time. The absolute final battle with Wily is probably one of the easiest in the series, mostly due to the fact that it's a space setting so you have low gravity.
Why bother with the Wily double when the copy is so obviously not the real thing? But overall, yeah, this battle is no problem. For the final time, Dr. Wily is defeated, ending with the doctor catching a fever. Our heroes escort Wily to the nearest hospital where he predictably makes his escape in due time, but leaves a shitload of medicine to heal all the infected robots. Aw, see, he's not such a bad guy after all. It just took him 12 games to finally show some human decency.
The future doesn't look completely bleak for the Blue Bomber. After all, his inclusion in the next Smash Bros. Trailer just goes to show how much fans really love the little dude, and the existence of Mighty No. 9 may revitalize some interest in the Mega Man franchise if, it ends up doing well.
And if you would like to hear Ryan's full opinions on Mega Man's 1 through 10, you can catch his full reviews on his YouTube channel, Narrowman214. Assuming you have nothing to do for the rest of the day.
John, your Sonic 06 review is over 50 minutes long. You really have no right to judge me.
Yeah, I'll judge as much as I want. I have to get that. Ryan, I'll see you later.
Don't forget you're doing Mega Man and
Duncan, I love you, man. I really do, but holy shit, do I got things to talk about with this one.
Megaman Network Transmission is set after the conclusion of the first Battle Network title on the Game Boy Advance, and because I didn't play that game yet, I have no idea what's going on in this intro. Who this is, what WWW is supposed to mean, or why Mega Man's canon sounds like Emmett Brown's DeLorean reaching 88 miles per hour. In some sort of fashion, MegaMan.exe is like a Pokemon, and Lon is the Pokemon trainer. I'm sure it's much more than that. I should play the Battle Network games to get more out of the relationship, put the torches down, but that's how I'm generalizing it for this game and my current viewpoint. .exe programs run amok, and Mega Man stops him until he finds the culprit, and then stops him too. That's nothing new for Mega Man, no matter what the franchise. There's an optional fight with this universe's base, ending in the most anticlimactically way you could possibly achieve, and that was a thing. But battle chips, man, I have almost nothing positive to say about how these things are handled, and the beginning of the game was not doing me any favors. There's an ammo count for the weapons, but there's also a recharge meter which depletes every time you use a battle chip. It's like an ammo count for your ammo count, and yes, it does slowly recharge over time, but was it really needed, considering how we have to deal with both the RNG factor of how battle chips are distributed, and because you can only get ammo of one weapon from a specific enemy? Lon, I'm trying to save the fucking world here, and the best you can give me is reaching into your bag and throwing random shit at me without looking at it? I need fucking help here, man. Fireman's kicking my ass. Oh shit, it's a robot Billy Hatcher. There's a lot of stock sound effects I noticed, like whenever you teleport to a new area, I can hear the stock sound of an airplane passing by, and it sounds like Needleman's a fan of Back to the Future as well.
I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, Duncan, but donation or otherwise, I can't sugarcoat anything. I don't think that'd be very fair. I think there are just a handful of games left here. Weeks pass by so fast when you're doing something like this. And you know, even if all the games can't be winners, you still have fun experimenting and getting your feet wet with